Sure, they don't build all-star snubs the way they used to. Back in the day, a player could hit .330, rack up 30 homers before July, and still find himself watching the Midsummer Classic from his living room. These days, Major League Baseball's all-star rosters are swollen with 64 names on the first drop alone. And let's not forget the half dozen or more who'll sneak in later as injury replacements. It's hard to work up too much outrage about someone being left off when the bench could field its own playoff contender. But even in this era of expanded rosters and mandatory team representation, some omissions still sting. Sometimes, it's a quirk in the fan vote. Other times, player voting tilts toward popularity over performance. And always lurking is that all-star rule requiring every team to be represented, even if that team hasn't had an all-star caliber performance in months. So yes, there are snubs. And yes, some of them matter. The first draft of the All-Star Game rosters dropped on July 6, and a few names were conspicuously absent. Yet the story isn't fully written. Injuries will open spots. Pitchers scheduled to start on July 14 will bow out. Players will decline invites for rest, rehab, or personal reasons. And when the dust settles, some of these snubs will find themselves packing for Atlanta in the All-Star Game on July 15. Until then, let's shine a light on 6 players who deserved better in round 1. These are the guys who delivered All-Star seasons but, for now, didn't get the call. They crushed baseballs, silenced bats, and helped keep their teams in the hunt. And they did it without the spotlight that fan voting favors. Consider this their standing ovation until the official invite arrives. Let's start with the infield. Few players have been hotter than this overlooked shortstop, who's leading his team offensively and defensively but still couldn't crack the roster. Across the outfield, a power-hitting left fielder is turning heads but found himself edged out by bigger market names. On the mound, a right-handed starter with sub-3.00 ERA has been a rock for his rotation, yet voters left him behind. And what about the bullpen? There's a closer out there with 25 saves before July and a strikeout rate that would make most hitters cry, and still, no all-star nod. Then there's the quiet consistency of a second baseman who ranks among the league leaders in doubles, yet his name was missing from the announcement. Finally, a catcher, who's been an anchor for his pitching staff and quietly putting together a career year at the plate. These aren't just good players, they're key pieces to their team's playoff pushes. But when the names dropped on July 6, they didn't make the cut. Sometimes it's the market size. Sometimes it's the team's record. Sometimes it's the flashier competition at their position. But performance alone says they belong. Thankfully, the All-Star roster is a living, breathing thing. Every year, the first reveal is far from the final list. Fans may have the loudest voice in Phase 1, but need and merit often win out in the end. Pitchers will drop out, opening doors for deserving arms. Positional versatility creates needs as managers balance their lineups. And let's be honest, not every player wants to spend their break playing in the Atlanta Heat. So when the replacements roll in, expect a few of these names to finally get their due. It's happened before. Last season, 3 major snubs were added in the days before first pitch. In 2022, 2 replacements ended up winning MVP honors for their teams. The All-Star Game isn't complete without a few redemption arcs. And who doesn't love a good comeback story? So while these 6 players wait for the phone to ring, their resumes speak volumes. They've earned this. They've shown up, day after day, and played like stars. The only thing missing now is the title to match. So keep an eye on the injury list. Watch the pitching matchups. And don't be surprised when some of these names make their way to Truist Park after all. Because the All-Star Game, for all its quirks, still finds a way to bring the best to the field. Maybe not on the first try. But eventually, talent gets rewarded. And when that happens, baseball is better for it. The fans are better for it. And the game itself shines a little brighter. So here's to the snubs, the underdogs, and the overlooked. Your time may be coming sooner than you think.